Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve day 7 problem of this month on LeetCode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. Problem number 3160. Find the number of distinct colors among the balls. Okay, so let's read the problem statement first. So you are given an integer limit and a 2D array queries of size n into 2. Okay. There are limit plus 1 balls with distinct labels in the range 0 to limit. Okay. Initially, all the balls are uncolored. For every query in queries that is of form X and Y, you mark ball X with the color Y. Okay. And after each query, you need to find the number of distinct colors among the balls. We have to return an array result of length n, where result of I denotes the number of distinct colors after the ith query. Okay. Note that when answering a query, lack of a color will not be considered as a color. Okay. So here see this example number 1. So limit is equal to 4. Okay. That simply means that we have limit plus 1, that is 5 balls. Okay. So here if you see, there are limit plus 1 balls with distinct labels in the range 0 to limit. Okay, so let's do that. So this is ball 0, ball 1, ball 2, then this is ball 3, and this is ball 4. Okay, 0 to limit, right? And limit plus 1, 5 balls. Okay, now here see a query is given to us. Okay, so this is nothing but my X and this is nothing but my Y. Okay, so we are coloring the ball 1 with 4. Okay, coloring ball 1 with 4. So here I am coloring this one ball with 4. Okay, so I am writing here 4 with 4 color. I colored it. Okay, now after executing this query, so number of distinct color balls is just 1. Okay, we are not going to consider these uncolored balls. Okay, so note that when answering a query, lack of a color will not be considered as a color. Okay, so only one distinct color, right? So here we are writing 1. Okay, now we are going to execute this query. So here treat this as my X and treat this as my Y. Okay, so 2 with the 5. So now number of distinct colored balls is 2, right? This one is with 4 and 2 is with 5. So here I am writing 2. Okay, now see this ball. This is my X and this is Y. Okay, so I'm coloring ball 1 with 3. Okay, so here I am removing this 4 and I am just going to color this with 3 now. Okay, so now again two distinct balls. Okay, so here I am writing 2. Okay, now see this. Here this is my X and this is my Y. Okay, so I am coloring ball 3 with 4. So here 4 I am writing. So here 3, 5 and 4, 3 distinct colors. Okay, so here I am writing 3. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear how we are getting this output, right? So now how we are going to solve this problem. Okay, so that is the next question. So for this solving this question, we are going to use hash map. Okay, I'm going to create two maps. Okay, in one map I'm just going to store that I'm going to color this one ball with this 4. Okay, and in one hash map I'm going to store the frequencies. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, let's understand this with this example. Okay, how I'm going to write the code for this problem. Okay, so I'm going to create a map. Okay, I'm going to use two hash maps. Okay, one is map and one is frequency map. Okay, frequency map. All right. Okay, so now how I'm going to fill this. Okay, so I am also going to use one set. Okay, and in set I'm just going to find out the distinct colored balls, right? I'm going to create our set. Okay, so let's say this is my set. Okay, in my set I'm just going to place distinct color balls. Okay, now what we need to do. Okay, so now we know that we have limit plus 1 balls. Okay, 5 balls. Okay, so here ball 0. Okay, ball 1, ball 2, ball 3 and ball 4. Okay, now what we need to do. Okay, so now I'm going to execute this query first. Okay, this query. So here this is my X and this is my Y. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I am coloring ball 0 with 1. Okay, so here I'm going to write 1 here inside this. Okay, this is done, and now I'm going to check if my map contains this key. Okay, this key, my map doesn't contain this key, right? So if my map contains this key, okay, so right now my map doesn't contain this key. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add 0 and 40. What is the color? 1. Okay, I'm going to add this, okay, in my map. Okay, map is going to store integer as keys, okay, and integer as values. Okay, in my map I'm going to store this. Okay, this is done. Now in the frequency map, what I'm going to store, I'm going to store how many times this color is there. Okay, so right now this color is happening only for one time, okay, for just one ball, but only for one time. Okay, so in my frequency map I'm going to store the frequency of this color. So 1, and how many times 1 is occurring right now? 0 times. Okay, so 1 is occurring 0 times, so here I'm going to write 0. Okay, and my frequency map is also going to store key value pairs. Okay, this both are the hash maps. Okay, this is done. Okay, now what I'm going to do after that, and in the set I'm just going to add this color. Color is 1. Okay, in the set I'm going to add this one. Done. Now I'm just going to update my result of 0 index. Okay, this with the set size. So set size is right now 1. Okay, so here I'm writing 1. Okay, clear? This is what we need to do. Okay, so now let's move further. Okay, okay, so now this is the query that we need to execute. Okay, so here this is my x and this is my y. Okay, so x is a 1. I'm coloring ball 1 with the 2. Okay, so my map doesn't contain this key right now. In my map only 0 is there. Okay, so I'm going to add this 1 and 1. What is the color that I am adding here? 2. Okay, now this 2 color 2 I'm seeing it very first time, so in the frequency map I'm writing 2 and 2 is for very first time. Okay, so here I'm just going to add 1. Okay, so here add 1 now. 1 is occurring for very first time, so here let's add 1 instead of 0. Okay, 1 is occurring for one time, 2 is occurring for one time. Okay, I'm just going to store the frequency. Okay, how many times this color appears. Okay, and now why I'm writing this? Okay, so that I will tell you later. Okay, so here this is done. Okay, now just add this. Okay, color to set. In the set I have added this. Okay, so now we have, so what is the set size? 2. So here I'm writing 2. Okay, done. Now let's move further. Now let's see this example, x and y. Okay, so x, my map doesn't contain this key. Okay, my map doesn't contain this key, so here I'm just going to update 2, and 2 is color 2 is having color 2 only. Okay, so 2 is having color 2 only. Okay, and here now in the frequency map I have to update the frequency of 2 to 2. Okay, 2 is occurring 2 times, and in the set I can only store distinct elements. Okay, so I can't add 2 times, right? So here what is the set size? 2. So here I am updating 2. Okay, done. Now I'm moving further. So this is my x and this is my y. Okay, so 3 I'm coloring it with 4. Okay, so 3 is occurring for very first time, so in the map I have to add this 3 and 4. Okay, and 3 is a 4, color 4 is occurring for very first time, so here I have to write 4 is occurring just one time, and in the set I have to add this 4, and here my set size is 3, so I am writing 3 here. Okay, now here 4 is occurring for very first time. Okay, so my map doesn't contain this, so here I am writing 4 and 5. So here 5 color is occurring for very first time, so 1. So in the set I am going to add 5, and what is the set size? 4. So here I am writing 4. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so now where did I use this? Why I am storing this? Why I am using this? And why I am using this? Okay, this is your question. In the set only we can add. Okay, so now see this example. Okay, now you can pause the video and first tell me what is the output for this one. What should be the output for this one? Okay, so after executing this query, what is output here? After executing this, what is output here? After executing this, what is the output here? After executing this, what is output here? And after executing this, what is output here? Okay, just pause this video and write your answer here. Okay, okay, so now I'm going to solve this. Okay, so this is going to be the output. Okay, now how this is the output? Okay, if this is not matching with the yours output, then please see now how we are getting this output. Okay, so limit is 1. Okay, so that simply means that we have two balls. Okay, 0 and ball 1. Okay, now we have to create two maps. Okay, one is map, two hash maps, and one is frequency map. Okay, this is what we need to create, frequency map. Okay, this is done, and we need to create one set. Okay, so let's say this is my set. Okay, all right, So now first we have to execute this query. Okay, x, and this is my y. Okay, so right now my map doesn't contain any key. Okay, so I'm going to add this 0, and 0 is occurring for 0, and here color is 1. Okay, so 0 for 0 color is 1, so I'm going to add this, and 1 color is occurring for very first time, so y, and this frequency is 1. Okay, this is done. Okay, so in the set I have to add this color 1. Okay, so now my set size is 1, so here I'm writing 1. Okay, so this is clear. Okay, this is done. This is how we are getting 1 here for this query. Okay, so now let's proceed further. Now let's pick this. Okay, so now you will see what is the use of map and frequency map. Okay, x and y. Okay, so now my map doesn't contain this key. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 here, and 1 color is 4. Okay, so here its color is 4. Okay, frequency map, 4 color is for very first time. Okay, so 4 I'm adding 1 frequency, and in the set I'm going to add 4, and here I'm updating 2. Okay, set size is 2. Okay, done. Now see here. Okay, this is my x, and this is my y. Okay, now here my map contains this key. Okay, my map already contains this key. Okay, that simply means that I'm going to update the color of existing ball. Okay, which I have already colored in the past. Okay, so that is the use of this map. Okay, to find out whether we have already colored this ball in the past or not. Okay, so now 1 we have already colored with 4 in the past. Now I want to color it with 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do, going to remove this 4 first, and I'm going to write 1 here. Okay, I'm changing it with 1. All right, and now in my map, okay, so my map contains this key, right? 1 and 4 here. Okay, so old value, what is the old value here? Old value is 4. Okay, this is nothing but my old value. Okay, this is my old value, right? So now I'm going to decrease the frequency of this 4. Okay, I'm going to decrease the frequency of this 4 with here from 1 to 0. Why we need to decrease? Because I have colored this ball, okay, which was already colored with 4. I'm coloring it with 1. Okay, so I have to decrease this frequency. Okay, so if my map contains this key, okay, contains this key in the past, so I have to reduce the frequency of this color. So here this frequency is going to become 0. Okay, this frequency is going to become 0, right? Done. Now if the frequency of 4, okay, if the frequency of 4, if the frequency of this color 4 becomes 0, okay, that simply means that we have to remove this 4 from set. Okay, if the frequency of 4 becomes 0. Okay, 4 is only used by this one ball only, and we changed it. Okay, so now we have to remove this 4 from the set. Okay, done. So we have removed this 4 from the set. Okay, done, right? And we have removed this 4. Now here in the map I have to update now. So here instead of 1 with 4, I'm going to write it 1. Okay, so here 1 I'm coloring with 1, and here I have to update the frequency of 1 2 times. Okay, 1 is occurring 2 times. Okay, done. And here I'm going to remove this because I have already removed, right? So 1 is occurring 2 times, color 1. Okay, and in the set I can't add this 1, right? Because my set contains distinct elements, so set size is 1, so that is why I'm writing 1 here. Done. Okay, so this is the updated till now. Okay, so now let's move further. Okay, so now how we are getting 2 here. Okay, how we are getting 2 here. So here many of you guys will get confusion why we are getting 2 here. Okay, so let's see. So now you will understand the use of frequency map. Okay, so here this is my x, and this is my y. Okay, so now what we need to do? Okay, so I'm coloring ball 1 with 4. Okay, so here this I'm coloring with 4. Okay, one ball I'm coloring with 4. Okay, so here I see that this is old value. Okay, this is old value. Old value is 1, so we have to reduce the frequency of this old value. So 1 2's frequency is going to reduce to 1. Okay, right? Because we are changing the color of 1 from 1 to 4 now. Okay, so this frequency is going to reduce. So now this is going to become 1. This is still not 0, so we are not going to remove this 1 right now, because this 1 is because of this ball, right? In the set we have 1 because of this 0, so that is the use of frequency map. Only if the frequency of that color becomes 0, only then we have to remove from the set, otherwise no. Okay, done. So now this is done. So here we have to remove the old value. Now I'm going to update it with 4, and now 4 frequency is going to become 1, and 1 frequency is also going to become 1. Okay, done. And we have to add this 4 here, and now my set size is 2, so I'm going to add 2 here. Done. That's it. Okay, now let's check this. Okay, so here this is my x and this is my y. So one's color is changing back to 1. Okay, so I'm going to remove this, and this is going to become 1 now. Okay, and 1 here 4. Okay, so this is old value, so I have to change it to 0. Okay, it is going to decrement since it becomes 0, so we have to remove it from set. Okay, and now after that we have to update this with 1. Okay, now one's new color is 1, and here 1 frequency is also going to become 2. Okay, 1 frequency is going to become 2, and we have to remove this. Okay, since this becomes 0. Okay, 1 frequency is 2, right? And now we can't add this one here one more time because set contains distinct elements, so set size is 1, so we are adding 1 here. Okay, so this is my output. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear. Now you guys can pause the video and try to write the code for this one. Okay, I'm going to coding part now. Okay, so what we need to do? Okay, so we have to use 2 hash maps, that is clear. So first let's create one result array now, because in the result array we have to store, right? So int result, and the size is going to be queries.length. Okay, new int queries dot length. Okay, now create one map, and map is going to contain key value pairs, right? Integer. Okay, and here map is equal to new hash map. Okay, now just copy this same line. Okay, we have to create 2 hash maps. Okay, one is for this and one is for frequency map. Okay, so here let's name it as frequency map. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Okay, now after that we have to create one set. Okay, set is going to store distinct elements, so that's why we are using set. Okay, set integer, set is equal to new hash set. Okay, then after that we have to just iterate over all the queries one by one. So for int I is equal to 0, I is less than queries dot length I plus plus. Okay, now take x and y. Okay, int x is equal to queries. Okay, I come here we have to write 0. Okay, at 0 index we have ball, and at 1 index we have color. Okay, y is equal to queries of I, and here we have to write 1. Okay, now what we need to check? Okay, so here I will just check first if my map contains this key. Okay, this key is already there. It contains key. Which key? X is the key. Okay, this ball. Okay, so old value is going to be, I'm going to write the same thing whatever I've explained in the story, right? Old value is going to be map.get this x. Okay, so now I have to reduce the frequency of this old value, right? I have to decrease the frequency of this old value. So here I'm just going to write frequency map dot put here old value. Okay, and here I'm just going to write frequency map dot get, okay, the old value, and from that value I'm just going to subtract 1. Okay, this is done. Now if old value is no longer mapped to any key, okay, then we have to remove from set. Okay, so here if frequency map dot get, okay, here old value, okay, if it becomes 0, then only in that case we have to remove it from the set. Okay, set dot remove, and here I have to write old value. Okay, and once this is done, okay, then we have to simply update the key value mappings. Okay, so this is what we need to do after that. Okay, map dot put, so what is my key? Okay, key is bold and color. Okay, I have to add this, and then we have to increase the frequency of new value. So here frequency map dot put, here color is y, okay, and here frequency map, okay. I'm going to check if this key is existing one or not, okay. Get or default, okay. If we have this key in the past, okay, available, then we have to use that value, otherwise we have to use 0 as default, and then we have to add 1 to it, okay. That's the meaning of this. All right, done. Okay, then we have to add new value to the set, okay. Set dot add y, okay, color we have to add, and then we have to get the output, okay. That's it. Result of I is equal to set dot size. All right, and then in the end we have to just return the result. That's it, okay. That's it, return result, okay. And the time complexity for this problem is going to be off, and since we are using one single loop, okay. Let's run it and let's see if there are any code issue. We'll try to fix that. So the test cases has been accepted, right? Now let's submit it. So see, our solution is accepted, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem, and if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.